Master Sword Music.
TJ the Gamer. Yeah, this the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh, this the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh, this the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh, this the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh, yeah, this the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus got one of the best casts that you have ever seen. You really missing out if you haven't heard that this show here to stay. So go pass the word, old school or new school. Check us out on YouTube. It don't matter what you like, we got something for you. Just one more thing to say before I start to close. Shout out to my homies at the Chronoz show. The Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh, that's the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh, that's the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh, that's the Chronoz show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, ooh.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats! Ho!
to do that. And put my feet. What would you be pro? And we are. Mistake. Ryan. Oh no, wait,
That's
hold on.
better. There we go.
We're good.
We're good.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, cool. Ryan
Technical
Drayson.
difficulties.
We got get those issues sometimes. And Letitia, what's up?
Hi.
He's like waiting. What's going on? What's happening? Yeah, this is kind of an interesting episode, and we had brought some ideas together, and we have Ryan had GameCube favorites he's been wanting to do, and then we got Nintendo controllers from Letitia. It was her idea mainly, and we're gonna go through each and just go. Who wants to go first with GameCube favorites?
You guys go first.
Trying to see where. Okay, Ryan, you want to go ahead? Take your time. The floor is yours.
All right. Yeah, I've been thinking about this all week. Well, I've been thinking about it every time I bring it up, but when we were gonna do it, I started really thinking about it. There's a couple that just missed. If we're doing the top 5, just missed the top 5. There's a lot of really great games on GameCube. So I'm gonna start with the top. And Chronoz, I think you know what this is going to be. I think you're going to be happy to hear this. Yeah. Point of that. Metroid Prime. Easily Metroid Prime. It's an awesome game. And honestly, of that whole trilogy.
Oh, shit.
Prime still. Oh, nice. There we go.
I want that. Where'd you get it?
I got it at GameStop.
Oh,
Can you hear it good?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All right, I'll put it away now. I'm going to have too much fun with it. But yeah, go ahead, continue.
Just real quick on that, they have those at it's GameStop here now too, but it used to be EB Games. So
right?
You can get the one in town in where I live. It doesn't regularly have it, but they have I've seen it there in the box.
Can you type in your town? I'm gonna go and get it.
It is pretty cool.
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
Your hand inside and all right.
Yeah. So of that trilogy of games, in my opinion, I mean they're all great games, but the first one has never been topped in my opinion in terms of the feel of Metroid, but in a first-person perspective and hitting. Well, I guess they all did the doing 3D adventure or 3D adventure, but with a first-person perspective. Well, but yeah, just that feeling of Metroid, that isolation and sense of no matter what's around the corner, it's gonna try and kill you. That game was just amazing. Second, I'm gonna cop out and say second is 2 games. They're very different games, but from the same genre. Skies of Arcadia Legends, which honestly, Sega, what are you doing? You just crap out Sonic games all the time, remaster, port. I don't care if it's the same graphics from GameCube era. Get that game on modern consoles. Or at least get it on my PC. Make that happen. It's not that hard. I want to play that again. And the reason I want the GameCube one is because it added extra content that the original didn't have. It's tons of fun. A Sky Pirates, Air Pirates type theme to the world. And you couldn't see the ground or get to the ground. It was a dystopia and everything in society that was existing was normal was in the sky. It's good fun. And then Tales of Symphonia. I mean, Tales of Symphonia you can pick up on sale on Steam for $2. So if you don't know why it's a great game, buy it or buy it on sale. But like, try that game. It's a fun action RPG. The combat's really fun, and there's lots of like, we have to call it skits, but like there's these little kind of like interactions between the party members between like battles, just kind of on the road. You'll randomly pop into one. Both of those games, the characters really sell. The stories are good, but they do have like some typical JRPG and anime tropes to them. So the characters really sell what's so great about them, in my opinion. From there, I think I landed on Eternal Darkness. I definitely go Eternal Darkness over any of the Resident Evil remakes, or they got 4 exclusives, I think, back in the day, and then eventually it came to PlayStation. I just love all the sanity stuff that Eternal Darkness did, and like it would kind of mess with you. Like, did you actually go into this room, or are you playing something and it turns out your character was just briefly going insane? So yeah, that was good fun. And I'm going to end off with Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door. I don't think there's been a better Paper Mario
Nice.
up to this point. Certainly playing through the one on the N64 Switch Online. I mean, that's basically just the standard JRPG, and the characters are flat in a 3D world. 1,000-Year Door was the first one to actually do something with like, oh, Mario is made of paper, so like we can roll him up or fold him into an envelope or make origami, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, and it just had a lot of cool ideas in it. Like, it's interesting when a Mario game has an actual story to it, just like not just save the princess. Anyway, that's my top 5. So whether Chronoz or LAETITIA, whoever wants to go next.
You know, I never.
You want me
made
to
a
go?
list.
You go. You got it?
I think you should go first because I haven't made a list. You know, I just rant.
He's like trying to
I
get this
don't
list
know.
down already right now. All right, maybe if
Yeah.
I do it, we'll get her time to keep creating her list. I know
5,
times are
right?
busy.
5, right?
5 or 10, whatever. I actually got. Oh shoot, let me see. A few
I can
here.
get that easy. I can get that easy. Don't worry.
Okay, she'll figure it out. Okay, so I would say, because I mean, it could be Ryan, if you want to go around, and I mean, when we get back to you, you can anything else you want to add to it later after us, me and LAETITIA. I'm going to start off some of the games that I love the most with my experience with playing the GameCube, just because I want to show it off, and I want to show my baby. This is my baby. I know if you guys haven't seen one before, it looks like a toaster from here. Oh shit!
Mine was like a boring purple blue.
No, purple was
the
the
purple
best
one,
one. I had a purple. I love the purple. So in here, I actually have the last game I was playing. I think it was a little while ago. I have Metroid.
Nice.
So I had that one. So because I started to recollect things after an incident with the ex-wife. She was like, "It's either me or video games," and I had to give it all away. I give it all away. Nothing bad against her. It's just that's life. Sometimes things happen. Now I'm recreating or rebuying things as years go by, and it's exciting to do it all again. So maybe she did me a favor at the time, and now I'm enjoying the hunt again for all my all-time favorites. Like, of course, I just told you with this, it actually came with this too, Echoes, part 2, and then I got New Luigi's Mansion up there.
Nice.
But again, I actually love this one a lot too, a lot. Agent Under Fire.
I don't think I've played that.
007.
It's just, man, I just love it. It's just, I love the Bond stuff. But let's go officially through my list. I love Luigi's Mansion, especially. I think most of us have. Just the feel of playing it from just the very moment. It's like when I played it, every time I play it, it's almost like if I was playing it the first time. You just love it each time. it's just a great game. You know, I mean, what else can I even with the Luigi's Mansion 3? When I played that one or the other ones, one just always takes me back for more gameplay. It just always pulls me back in. But I would say, let's see, I loved Resident Evil 4. I love playing it. Resident Evil 2. That was another great one. I loved a lot co-op playing Lord of the Rings: Return of the King co-op. That was good. That was just, I don't know. It was just one of those good, like, fast-paced, action games. Got your swords. You can be whoever you want to be. Let's see. I did say Agent Under Fire. We love the Prime series. The Prime was probably one of my top the whole list. The Prime. Do I have it's either that? Let me see. I did like playing Mario Double Dash. Oh man, I don't know why. One I'm trying to find right now is Star Wars Rogue Leader. That was one that I loved like so much.
Oh
so
yeah, that was good.
That's probably one of my top 5. Rogue Leader was so dope. But I would say my top 2 would be Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime, or it's so hard because all the Twilight Princess is just, I'm searching and I'm looking for that game everywhere. There's a convention coming up in Milwaukee that I went to, the November one. That was a makeup for the year past, but it normally comes out in April. They just announced April. There's supposed to be more, what do you call those? Not the gaming section. There's more, there's a name for it. The name's escaping me. Where all the sellers, what do you call them? The people who are selling, they got their own little kiosks, or they got their own little spots where they're selling all the. There's a
like
name.
The merch booths at a.
The booths, yeah, like booths, but at the conventions, yeah, at cons, whatever. There's supposed to be a lot of gaming ones, so for the retro, and I'm hoping to maybe find that in there. Otherwise, I'm going to be paying like $130 for a GameCube one. I would,
the dealer's room, right?
yeah, like a dealer's room, yeah, and they have all the good stuff. Like I found Mario 64 for $25 on November, but I'm searching to get a good chance if someone might be selling it for a cheaper price. The Wii version for Twilight Princess is like $18. If you want the GameCube one, you're paying $150 or something like that. It depends, I just gotta do a little overtime at work, and I'll screw it out, buy it. But I'm really trying to see if I can find it for a good price. So I would say my best memories come from Metroid 1. I played the whole series, but Metroid 1 and 2 were on the GameCube, and then I think 3 was on Wii. But but still, Metroid and the Twilight Princess were the best memories overall on playing the GameCube. I did love the original controller. I did love it, but we'll go into controllers later. But I love that Wavebird too. But anyways, that would be, I would say, my top whatever. I just dragged it on. I'm just saying the main games for me were those games that I played mostly, within 007, Agent Under Fire, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Resident Evil 2, 4, Metroid Prime 1 and 2, Zelda. Forgot Wind Waker. That's also a great game. Obviously, Luigi's Mansion, Double Dash, Star Wars Rogue Leader, and my 2 all-time favorites will be Twilight Princess and Metroid. So, have I dragged it on enough for you to decide your list?
Yeah, I got my list. I got 10.
I was trying to oversay things, but yeah. All right, the floor is yours. Go for it.
God, I'm shy. Okay, so
take your time.
The first GameCube game I've ever played. Oh, actually, I got 11. Just remembered. So the first one I've ever played was the collector's edition for Legend of Zelda, and that came with my GameCube. That was by far the one game that I played for over 10 years nonstop until some asshole stole my game because she wanted to borrow the game for this. She's like, oh yeah, I just want to borrow it for 2 weeks. And then summer vacation came, and then she just never gave it back. And then next year played stupid. Oh, what game? Whatever do you mean? And I was in grade 8. I was so mad. I'm like, this is
so
the
what
one
happened?
game that I like.
So you never got back to her?
No, I kept asking her, and then she kept saying like, I'll talk to you about it later. And then she said that she doesn't know what I'm talking about. And then it went from that to I lost it. I'm just like, just say you want to keep the game. It's fine. Majora's Mask is broken. Every time you turn into a Goron Link and you start rolling, the game freezes and crashes. So enjoy your broken game. I'm going to buy a new one eventually. It's been like how many years now? 15, 16 years.
So you haven't found it yet? Or another copy of it?
I found a copy, but I didn't like the fact that it didn't have a booklet, so I'm still searching. You need to have the booklet, the manual for Zelda games.
Package.
Yeah.
I just gave away my
booklet.
Shoot, I just gave away my booklet to Mr. Wright on Twitter. My booklet to Zelda: A Link to the Past that I had since I was 12.
Oh.
And for me, I love the booklet so much, but the reason why there's certain things I give away is because I see how people they're collectors, and they would put it in a better use to show or to, I don't think it's going to be looking at the book the entire time and flipping pages, but I'm sure he'll look through it, but he would enjoy it maybe more because mine just sits in boxes, a lot of my things. So lately I have been, okay, what am I going to keep? What am I going to give away? Or what am I just going to, if I want to sell something? But yeah, so every now and then something might pop up where I just give to somebody because I'm just trying to narrow down just what I only need. I don't know if you can see my shelf behind me. Just those top shelves is pretty much it right now. There's the GameCube, NES, and all that stuff, and just Nintendo older, retro systems, but that's pretty much it. But anyways, sorry, keep going.
No, it's fine. It's a conversation. But yeah, the only thing I liked about the collector's edition, like obviously all the games were amazing, and that's what introduced me to Wind Waker. But it's the fact that booklet had like art from the original like Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask, and that art to me is like nothing can beat it. It's just elite up there. Like I, to this day, don't care how much it would cost. I would buy a full Nintendo Power book if I could. Because I had one for Majora's Mask, and then my puppy chewed it 20-some years ago. So I'm still waiting to find a perfect replacement. I know it's going to cost me hundreds, but whatever. It's worth it.
Majora's Mask booklet?
Yeah, it was for Nintendo Power. I never found an Ocarina of Time one, but the Majora's Mask, it was a friend of mine in grade 3 who gave it to me. He gave me a lot of stuff, but then he gave me that one specifically, and then I was so proud of it until my dog chewed the book.
You're talking like the player's guide? The Nintendo Power player's guide?
Yeah. And the player's guide has like so much like official art in it.
Yep.
And that breaks my heart.
We
need to find
I'm trying to talk about the booklet though. The Majora's Mask booklet goes for $29.
No, not booklet. The book. The Nintendo Power one. It's like huge.
Yeah, like Nintendo Power used to these guides to the games.
Oh, player's guide.
Yeah. Like you don't need to use it except if you're trying to find Skulltulas and like what's the other one? Pieces of Heart. If you're trying to get all of them, then it's useful. Other than that, just good art.
Yeah,
you got that for the player's guide right now. It goes for $40 used.
Use $40.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Just some people are selling it for a different price. Like somebody sells it for $73, somebody sells it for $40, and then there's $38, and then there's $75. But
I looked at it the wrong time. I feel it was probably when it was booming when I looked because I saw prices that I was like, this is unacceptable. This is too high.
$25, $40. Yeah, it's pretty. If you look at it now, I guess it depends on what's going on, and then and it's easy to find out. Yeah.
Thank you, pandemic, for making things cheap now. Except for dogs, for some reason they're so expensive. So yeah, there's that. There's the Wind Waker for sure, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
There's another game. I don't know if anybody's ever gonna agree with me on this one, and I never thought I would as well. So my brother was trying to get Pokemon Coliseum because we absolutely wanted that game, but he was so young that he ended up getting Pokemon. What's it called? Pokemon. It's like not Pokemon Snap, but it's like Pokemon Snap from back. Pokemon Channel. That's what it was called, and that was actually fun. It for some reason I don't know why I actually enjoyed it for a game that's not my type. But yeah, Pokemon Coliseum, 1,000,000% amazing game because it's like introducing
game.
finally like open world to and Pokemon in 3D space. What else did I like? I like Twilight Princess 1,000,000%. That's just like undisputable.
I'm hearing that new. That's a new thing. I'm going to say 1,000,000% from now on.
1,000,000%. 1,000 out of 10. I love Twilight Princess. I have the one for GameCube currently.
You do?
I don't know if the booklet's still in there. I hope it is because.
Hey, you know what? You got the one for GameCube. You know, we can trade for some original Zelda 64. She's like, no.
Tempting, but no. I feel like I'll never find it again.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. Zelda 64 is easy to find anywhere because there's a lot of versions of it. But I have one of the first ones. I'm actually searching for a second one. And but yeah, for in terms of the GameCube of Twilight Princess, yeah, that's a toughie to find it because they are definitely over $100 all the time.
And that's US. Imagine Canadian price. Nasty. But then there's also one game I found by accident called Harvest Moon Magical Melody. I found that at a convention and it was like only $40, so I bought it. It was sealed, and then it turns out people are buying it for $90 to $100. So I'm like, okay, I hit the jackpot years ago. That one was fun. I don't know why. I don't like farming and stuff, but it's just one of those games that you play mindlessly. Metroid Prime Echoes was the first Metroid game that I played outside of Game Boy Advance. Then I don't know how to pronounce it properly because I used to mispronounce things as a kid. I think it's Baden Kaitos. There's the Eternal Wings. I think it's called Eternal Wings and Ocean. And then there's the Origins. So I first started playing Origins, and then I played the Eternal Wings.
Okay.
Amazing game. I hate the way they battle, though, but because I'm not really good with cards, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
But you get used to it because you build a reflex before you even think, so you don't even know what you're doing. We're like, oh, I just see shiny stuff, so I know it's attack number 1, 2, and 3 that I just did, or what's it called? Try something. I can't remember. It's been a while. Mario Parties, all of them. I'm sorry, but I love them since Nintendo 64. And then the final one is Naruto Clash of Ninja and Clash of Ninja 2. That was actually fun. That was really fun. Like, I would still play to this day. And yeah, that's it. That's my list.
That's great. That's a really long list, but I mean, a really good one. Those are some great games in there. Out of all of them, the experiences I think that we've all had through the years, we were all younger at the time when we played it, and we still play it now. But you guys ever remember Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles? Was one of those games that GameCube, me, my brother, and my cousin would have. We had the Game Boy DS, and we had 3 of them. And then we were able to see, we connected it to the GameCube, and we were playing the game, 3 of us together, battling off, the baddies. And, on our screen, we saw, play the game, but we saw more things and selections of stuff that would help us out through defeating the game. But beating the game all the way through was one of those greatest achievements I've had because I was playing with my brother and my cousin. We all argued at the end, I got the last hit. It was whatever. We were young. We were just enjoying that part. But was there a game that you played with a second person that you loved with the GameCube? This is for you two guys.
Sorry, can you just repeat that? Just like my brain.
Let me make sure I can. Was there a game on the GameCube that you played with somebody else that you loved so much because you played it with that person? Like for me, it was Crystal Chronicles with my brother and
Mario Party.
Mario Party. Okay, Mario Party.
Mario Party and Clash of Ninja, because me and my brothers would play that nonstop and never get tired of it. It's just fun when you're playing with your siblings. I don't know. Me and my brothers, we always been gaming since our first console. So it was always a thing. We still do that with Smash now. But
Smash now. Okay. Yeah,
Smash. Oh, speaking of Smash, I forgot to mention the one for GameCube was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Okay.
It was pretty
I think
good.
we all forgot about Smash.
Yeah.
You just play Pikachu and everybody hates you.
Yeah.
Pika. But you, Ryan, did you have any favorite games that you played on GameCube?
I'm not as much of a. I've become more of a multiplayer gamer. In the more modern eras when you can play with people online. Honestly, your streams that you used to do when you would have Mario Kart races was where I really got into playing multiplayer. That said, I did have multiplayer games and I would play them with people. And so my really big, good, fond memories in terms of GameCube would be, Smash. Although Smash was for me equally like a fun thing to do with friends, but also like my enjoyment was just as much like getting the trophies. It was like a game that I was almost more interested in as like a history of Nintendo than I was as like actually playing it. So that's why I didn't have it on my list. But yeah, I had a lot of good memories playing it. And then Double Dash was really fun to play.
This is a question for Frank, KOTETSU, and the rest of the crew. Answer it. Read it clearly.
I have played that. Just the first one though, the not Origins.
Not Origins. Origins is so good. The other one's harder.
What you were saying about the battling is why I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in playing more of this. Also, because like, I mean, that was kind of when Monolith Soft or whatever, if they were called anything different at the time, first kind of broke out on their own from doing Xenogears for Square. And so they were doing Xenosaga, I believe, at the same time for Namco as they were doing Baten Kaitos, or however you pronounce it, with Namco for GameCube. And see, to me, like now in hindsight, you can kind of see the building blocks of how they're developing as storytellers to where now like Xenoblade Chronicles is doing a lot of the same things story-wise, but in my opinion, no shade intended, like more interestingly and less kind of like reliant on the anime tropes as hard, I think. So I enjoyed it, but like I got to the end of the first one, I was like, I'm good. I wasn't super interested in playing more personally.
The other one had a better story than the first one.
I'm not gonna have to.
Or Origins was like that story. So good. So good. That's what got me into it. And then the other one, I was like, kind of not that great.
Yeah. The other one is very, I'm sorry to those that like it, but yeah.
I also think that you'll love the twist at the end.
If KOTETSU would have been here, he'd be talking a full story about that game.
Yeah.
He's at KOTETSU with family. That's important.
Yeah.
So it's good that these guys have got the chance to stop over and say hello to us or jump in conversation when they can. But let's see. You guys still got things to say about GameCube? Any other memories?
KOTETSU, I think, had said, what about Star Fox Adventures? And there was a bit of like talk about.
I was like, what about it?
Star Fox games. What about it? It wasn't bad. I have mixed opinions on it. I feel like I enjoyed it more at that time. And now, looking back, in my opinion, Star Fox peaked at 64. And like Adventures was a kind of interesting like sidetrack onto another type. Like it was kind of like trying to do a Zelda with Star Fox. So it's probably like the most interesting other Star Fox game, but like, yeah, I've sort of like gradually lost more and more interest in I want to see them do something new and fresh and like really good with Star Fox.
I've never played that game.
It was okay.
There.
The other reason I get mixed on it is like it's well into when Rare, like when they're basically on their way out the door from Nintendo just before Microsoft bought them, and so in my opinion, in hindsight, like Rare at that point had already kind of peaked and was on the downward trend in terms of the quality of the games that they were putting out. They were more like leaning heavily into the collectathon elements of things and less into like providing a unique, fun experience. Like I don't know, I liked it, but like I felt like I could have liked it better if they made certain design choices that I don't want to like spoil because they're more end game stuff.
KOTETSU, I will play it if you buy it for me.
It is something I would say. Like I agree with KOTETSU. Definitely play it. Like try it. Certainly never just listen to anything that I say and be like, okay, well, I'm going to decide whether I play this or not based on.
I could consider in due time. I just got so many other things that just, when it comes to, I just ordered me a copy on Super Nintendo of Illusion of Gaia. If you guys ever heard of that one?
Yep.
I just ordered that. Man, I love that game on Super Nintendo. I got it on my phone downloaded, but every time I save it, it doesn't save. I'm like, oh well, so I'll just buy the game, whatever, But by the way, you're finishing off on Ryan.
No, I.
Who decided to show up? He wants to join and talk to us. I'm not showing up. We're gonna be talking about Star Fox in a minute.
Yeah, he's jumping in like I gotta take Ryan to school on what he just said.
Yeah, hold on. Oh shoot!
Here we go.
No, that was me. I was messing around.
No, I wasn't gonna disagree with you at all. I was like you're very right. Like there's some elements in there where it like playing it back then was like the best thing in the world because it's like being a Star Fox fan back then was perfect. So then when you jumped into that game, it was just like, all right, cool. You get to play as Fox. You play as a whole new different experience with Star Fox, and it was cool. Now it's like, okay, it's very dated. Like I'd say the one thing that would, even now when I go back and play it, the camera, like I can't stand the camera in that game. It's so bad. You have to, you remember, you have to use the bumpers to do the camera, and the C stick was like your menu. And nowadays, like when your left stick or your right stick is the camera. So if you have that muscle memory of using your right stick as a camera and you use the C stick and you're menuing, it's just gonna mess you up. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say about that.
That's you actually just joined in.
I have no interjections about anything.
What is your top 5 GameCube games since you entered?
My top 5
into the stadium
games. All right. Shoot. Put me on the spot. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Smash Bros. Gotta be one of them.
Well, I think that's like default. That's not my top, but I think that's like default for everybody. Like Smash Bros. Is like I think Ryan said it was like just playing with other people during that time was just really fun to be able to play Smash Bros. With others. All right, I got it. So first was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That was, I remember getting that for my birthday, and I remember I spent all day just playing that game, going into Chow Garden and just taking care of the chows in there and just enjoying the game in general. That was really cool. I remember, like prior to that, I finished Adventures on Dreamcast, and then they ended up dropping it on GameCube as like the DX version, which was pretty dope. Next one would be of course, Star Fox. That's Star Fox Adventures. That was cool. Bloody Roar Primal Fury was like the best fighting game on there to me. It was just really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Even till this day, I still enjoy it. What was that, 3? Shoot, I don't even know what my other ones would be.
Do you have Twilight Princess on GameCube, or now you're selling it?
You asking me if I have Twilight Princess on GameCube? No, I never played. Back then. Zelda wasn't a thing for me back then.
Oh, that's right. You did mention
Zelda
that.
wasn't a thing for me back then.
Get into
Yeah,
Zelda,
I didn't get into Zelda till like later, like way late.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like
I remember
Wii U times I got into Zelda. I always wanted to play Wind Waker though, but I was just too afraid to jump in and play it. Shoot, what's the other two?
You haven't played Wind Waker yet?
No, I have.
Okay,
I played Wind Waker on Wii U. You mentioned Tales of Symphonia, but I'm not gonna put it up there. I mean, I love the game. Like, did I ever tell you the story about Tales of Symphonia and Skies of Arcadia? Kind of, oops.
Yeah, that you mixed them up, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna get Skies of Arcadia, but then I thought Skies of Arcadia was Tales of Symphonia because it looked similar, identically. Lloyd and the main character of Skies kind of had the same posture. But that turned out to be one of the greatest mistakes because I love the Tales of series. It's really cool.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either of those, and honestly, you're served better as a Tales fan.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to go back to my backlog of games that I had on there. You know what? I can tell you two of the worst games I've ever played on the GameCube was Mega Man NT Warrior. That was probably one of the hardest games to play mainly because you had to use chips for your weapons, and if your chips run out, then you're kind of screwed. And then you had your main buster thing, which didn't do anything. And then I know people are going to hate me for this, but Luigi's Mansion, probably for me, I had the worst experience on that, and here's why.
Yeah, we hate
you. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Let me remove him from this podcast.
So, no, I have a story on this too, and it was the worst story. So, I remember I bought it like day one when the GameCube came out. I got it day one with Smash, and I also remember that I just never finished it. I just couldn't finish it. And then one day I said, "No, I'm just gonna sit down. I'm just gonna play this game," and I played it all the way through. Did as much as I can. I think back then, I didn't really know about collectibles and all the other rare ghosts and stuff like that. I just played through it. 24 hours, not even 24. I think I spent 16 hours on the game. My overall score was a D. So I said, okay, whatever. I'm not worried about it. It's fine. So my cousin wants to borrow it. He's like, yeah, let me borrow it because I was going to play. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll let you borrow it. He had it for a month, right? Had it for a month. And I was there on the last day he beat it. And his overall score was an A. And I said, how in the hell did you get an A? And it took you a month. And I finished this game in less than 24 hours. And I ended up selling the game after that. I never touched the game ever again. Because it's one of those situations where it just scarred me. And then recently he got Luigi's Mansion 3. He was about to beat it before I did. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I said, I need to finish it before you do. And I ended up finishing it. But yeah, I can't think of the other two.
You guys got to stop rushing into games. You guys don't get the experience that you guys can have taking your time. Go ahead.
See, when I was younger, I was just like, sure, I'm just going to finish this game. You don't think about it's different now where it's I paid $60 for this game. I'm going to go through every single thing. Guys pay $60.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
But back then, it's just I'm just gonna finish it and just play everything. I can't think of the other. I guess you could say Pokemon Coliseum was cool.
It was the greatest.
Yeah, I like the concept of that. I had a situation with that. It kind of made me upset. I was playing one night and then I found it was an Entei, but it wasn't purified yet. So I was like, oh, I'm about to catch this get this Entei and purify it, I'll be straight. And then my stepdad comes in and he's like, turn it off. And I'm like, all right, let me save real quick. He's like, no, turn it off. And then he just went in there and shut the power thing on my cube. I was so pissed. And I said, I don't know if I can ever go back and do that again. Because it was like one of those moments. I've been scarred. I have a lot of scars during certain games that just don't let me go back to that.
Yeah, I do too.
Pokemon concept was cool though. And then I can't think of the last one. I'm trying to go back and look at all the games that I had and what I enjoyed a lot. Shoot, I've always wanted to play Sunshine, but we end up getting that for the Switch and playing that. I don't know. It's have to come back to me. I'm trying to go back to what you guys said, but I don't remember too much. But yeah, that's my list.
Have you
That's
played
cool.
Clash of Ninja?
That's what you said. That's another game that I wanted to play. I wanted to play that.
So
That's
good.
another game.
Because you follow through the entire, like, what was it, right before Shippuden? So it's like you follow the entire
Oh no, I
story.
did play Clash of Ninja. Yeah, I don't know why I was tripping. Because you said Clash of Ninja, and I was on play. I was like, wait a second, that's Naruto. Yeah, I played through all. I've had all of them, and then my friend had the fourth one, but it was in Japanese. But he gave me the actual game and the disc that allows you to play the imported games for the GameCube. So yeah. We played the heck out of Clash of Ninja. Like we would do like 4-player things, and it was funny. It was because we ended up getting a Ninja Revolution 3. Was it for the Wii? No. It was it wasn't that one. I think it was 4. I think when they were in Shippuden, and I never forget where me, my cousin, and his brother were playing. And he had Itachi, which is like his main on every freaking Naruto game was Itachi. And so I saw him about to do the giant fireball, and I used Kakashi. And I think it was like down special. Kakashi can go underground, and he can grab you and pull you over. But if you hold it, you can use it as like an evade. So I did that, and his brother just got destroyed by the fireball jutsu. And I was like, dude, I saw that a mile away. I don't care how much health I have, but I'm still sitting here alive. But yeah. The Naruto GameCube games were really fun. They were really fun.
I kind of miss those days where those games were actually good. Now it's like if you try to play it, it's not the same because Naruto's way too far now. It's not as fresh as it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I haven't watched the Boruto series. I just haven't gotten into it like
Don't
that.
bother.
But that's what people tell me. People tell me it's not worth seeing.
Nope.
It's not worth. It's not. It wasn't like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. It's just kind of like its own thing. It has nothing to do with really. Well, I don't know, but a lot of people tell me it's just don't watch it.
Yeah, even like some of my students were telling me not to watch it as like, child, I've been watching Naruto before you were born. Okay, I am aware.
Right. Yeah, the kid don't watch this. How you gonna tell me? I've been watching this before your parents got here, decided to have you. I've been watching Naruto since the beginning, but no,
but they don't know that.
Right. Oh man, but yeah, I can't think of the last one. I'll probably think of it later. But yeah, Clash of Ninja games were really fun.
10 out of 10. Y'all should
Yes.
play it.
Yes.
And eat Cheetos and like have that stuck in your controller.
The experiences with Cheetos and controllers.
Oh my god, I had buttons that were stuck from like spilling whatever drink that I would have at the time.
Those are the great best times ever.
Yeah.
I've honestly never done that.
Hmm?
I've
guys start
never
doing
had
that.
like food with my game. Like I eat
Yes.
and then I go game.
Get a big bag of Cheetos, Ryan. The thick ones, not the small ones.
That
the
does
puffy
not
ones.
sound enjoyable.
That was
Oh, no,
amazing.
I want to
multitask.
mess my controller out.
I was just doing it now. I had like some jambalaya and I was playing on my Xbox. I was just like taking breaks. I was playing.
Gaming
It's
and
a
munching is fun. I don't care.
it's one of those things you gotta get used to. You gotta know how to be able to find those moments where you can take a quick bite out of something, and it always depends on what you eat. Like if you're doing cereal in gaming, see, that's like a timing thing. You got to be like either a cutscene where you take a bite of cereal and just chew it, or it's like a point in the game, or if you just have a pause button, just press pause and get some cereal, and then just keep it moving.
Well, if you're playing live on Call of Duty,
Oh, I've
You
done
can
that.
still
I'll just
do that.
hide. Yeah, just hide.
Yeah. Go camp somewhere.
Yeah, go exactly.
Really?
That game is
Not campers.
nothing but camping. So that gives you all the time to
We
work
know
on
who's a
whatever you
camper.
want.
They all camp,
Yeah.
so you might as well just join the
Might as well
camping
just
game.
do it too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't play
All
Call
right.
of Duty. I rage in that game too much.
Let's get to the the second segment. We can keep on going into GameCube, whatever, but let's get into the second segment was by Letitia. She had the idea of having how did you say it?
Wait.
What's our segment? You came up with it.
Oh, the rating the controllers.
You forgot
Rating
your
Nintendo
segment that you brought on to
controllers.
here?
So rating Nintendo controllers, but I feel like because when we're done rating those, and clearly we know that GameCube is the winner because N64 was a nightmare.
N64
once-
was awesome. What are you talking about?
What do you mean it's awesome? I have to if this is the controller, I have to hold 1 out of the 3 or 2 out of 3, and I'm like, who plays?
If I had my
Small
camera
portion.
on, I would show you. Okay, I held it on the outside. That's how I held it. I destroyed my hands doing that way.
No, but
I
how did
never
you do
did the
that?
inside crap.
With the plus,
When you hold it on the
D-pad,
outside.
you're not using it.
No, how did I hold it? I held I was the handles, and then there was that weird part in the middle that had the stick. I never held it in the middle and played. I always held it from the D-pad and the C, and I would
It's so
literally
far.
stretch my thumb.
That's
I
interesting.
have big hands. I was able to do it. I was able to pull it
Okay.
off and not have any.
You have to have some big hands.
Okay, my hands are small, so when I try to hold it, it's I couldn't reach it, especially with how short my thumbs are.
All right.
You know what?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, actually, do you want to go first since you brought it up, or do you want us to go first?
No, you guys go first. I already said
All right,
I hate
I'll go
the
first.
N64 one.
I'll go first. I'll try not to take too long, but I actually was at working the line at Abbott's, and making COVID what do you call it, test kits, and I'm thinking on the side, because you can tell the kind of bags I use are the test kit bags, and I get a bunch of these, and I put this aside, and I'm doing something, and then I write it down. So I actually decided that from my experiences, my best experiences, my favorite games throughout the years, I've actually narrowed down my favorite controller of all time, still is today, and I'm about to lift it up. Do not be disappointed. Love me more. So
That one's
I'm
nice to
disappointed.
hold.
this
I'm
one,
disappointed.
KOTETSU, get out of the way. So check this out. This, for me, I mean, it's still my favorite game of all time is A Link to the Past, Zelda: Link to the Past, and Chrono Trigger. So my favorite experiences in a lot of other games were gaming first took off more immersively through my life was Super Nintendo. Was so, but I love them all. But I would say number one, my top one, was the Super Nintendo controller. This is still an original one. I got an extra bought one. I would say number two. Yes, I'm going to say my second favorite. Yes, is the Nintendo 64. I love doing things like this and putting
You
in.
turn into a starship. That's what I did.
Boom.
You gotta
I
turn
turned mine
into
into a starship. Whenever
telling
I get
you.
bored, I would just wrap the controller in it like an X, and I would just yo, this is my X-wing here, and I just fly the controller around the house when I was a kid. I swear to you, I did that.
I loved how the Rumble Pack feature was just one of the most exciting things as a 15-year-old and playing with the 64 controller.
I
and
never
it was
had a
the
Rumble
time of my
Pack.
life.
I never had a Rumble Pack. Did that really did it hinder when you
Dude,
played the game
this
at all?
thing,
No, it
it
felt
made
good.
the game
Really?
so much more amazing because at the time
never
when
had
it
it.
was the first Rumble Pack anywhere, I'm sorry, Nintendo was the one who invented it. Everybody else copied it. But
Yeah,
the
just
thing
integrated
was, at that time, it did vibrate, and it still does. It makes a huge difference when you're playing your games. So definitely the Super Nintendo, the 64, and then I will give the next one. It was kind of hard at first, but I'm going to give it to the GameCube controller for 3 and the Wavebird. I'm going to put those together because they were
Wavebird
both
was really good,
amazing. Wavebird was
Yeah.
freaking, oh my God. I need to get a
That was the
Wavebird.
worst. That was the worst. That was the first wireless. I almost said worst. Almost like crucified myself just now.
You
There's
did,
some people in
You're
here.
lucky you corrected that.
Some people in here. I'm not gonna name
The
names.
first and one of the best still wireless.
Yeah, I think so too. 100%.
DJC Game Studios.
Hey,
there
what's
won't
going on,
be no
GJ?
potatoes this time. No potatoes.
No, sorry.
Yeah, last time we had
Practice
DJC Game Studios was in November when we had Ian Petrea. Oh no, was it December?
Yeah,
Ian Petrea from the Christmas Story movie, and me and DJC and another guy, Mashed Potato Dude. We all stuffed our faces in actual
stuffed faces with
potatoes, and we got potatoes in our nostrils. So yeah, and he was the winner that night, who won. So yeah, it was awesome. I'll say GameCube, and I would say next for me would be the Wii. After that, number 4 would be, I like the Wii remote a lot. It's just, it's like a whole new innovative thing, and it was great at the time. After that, I will give it to, I just love it though. I give it to a regular NES controller.
Dang, yeah, you ain't showing the Wii U no love today. I ain't
The
Wii
Wii
U
U.
once.
Ew, the Wii U.
Oh yeah, I don't have a Wii U right now.
Can I go next after? Because I got some stuff to say about Wii U.
All right.
Next.
After the Wii controller, and then I give it to the NES, and then I'm gonna give it to the Wii U, and then the Wii U, and then lastly the Switch is just crap for me. I hate the Joy-Cons; they're stupid, and I'm with my 4th new copies of Joy-Cons. They're terrible.
Okay,
and
I get that.
I'm using this. I'm not using Joy-Cons anymore. I have them for in case I need to just to do a freaking amiibo thing or whatever. But the Wii U remote I like it better. The Switch was just a bad idea in terms of the controllers. If they're working well with you, I've had a bad experience. Maybe you guys haven't, but it's just bad. I would love them, and the buttons are kind of they're puny, they're small, they hurt your fingers when you're playing a lot for the Switch. So again, Super Nintendo was my first, 64 was my second, GameCube, then the Wii, then the NES, the regular NES, then Wii U, and the Switch. Should I say it again?
You're gonna hate the Switch, but then you're gonna like more the Wii with the nunchucks.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. And then the microphone that you have to use in some.
That's what I'm saying. You don't like the Switch, and the Switch is an advanced version of the controller you just liked.
Hold on, wait, what was the
advanced? It works better.
Anyway,
it works absolutely.
So a GameCube story. I waited in line for Target on the release early this morning. Last one to get one for weeks.
Okay, let me ask DJ. DJ, what was your overall score in Luigi's Mansion? I just want to know.
DJC?
Oh wow,
what was your overall? Because I want to know. Anyone who mentions Luigi's Mansion, I'm going to ask them what their overall score was.
All right. What do you say?
Oh, your turn to got your money back for the GameCube?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Dang, man. I thought the GameCube was the best console of all Nintendo consoles. All right, so I'm gonna go. I can go, right? Just get my ranking of controllers.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah,
then we'll have Ryan go next.
Okay.
Ladies last.
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, Disha can go before me too if she wants. I don't care.
I want to be a last lady. Okay, you go first.
Okay. So of course, I like the Nintendo 64 controller. I thought it was cool because it was a controller and it was a toy at the same time. For me, that's how I did it. I remember because I asked about the Rumble Pack because for those who play Pokemon Coliseum, you got the little thing in the back that plugged into the controller. You can lock in your Game Boy games into it and just transfer all the Pokemon. I cheated. I ended up getting my friend's completed Pokemon game and took his Mewtwo, I took all his best monsters, his best Pokemon, and went up against the Elite Four and just destroyed them. I couldn't get past it. The Elite Four on Pokemon Stadium is rough. So I ended up jacking his Mewtwo, and I ended up just using Psychic through the entire time. But then now I think Psychic was only like you only got like 5 moves for Psychic. I think 5 or 10 moves for Psychic back then.
It used to be OP.
Yeah,
I don't know why, because it's pretty trash now.
all right. Yeah, I was playing Arceus, and I was like, man, Psychic ain't what it used to be.
No.
You know what? No, I say, okay, this I'm gonna do it from bottom to top. That's how I'm gonna do it. So let's say N64. I say number 4. The Switch controllers. I like the Switch controllers. I like the Joy-Cons. It's a great concept for those Joy-Cons because you can. They're like, is versatile the right word? Like you can use them, have 2 in your hand. You can use 1 Joy-Con for 1 controller. They're motion control. They have a sensor on there. They're just like all around, just really good controllers. I do understand the drift. My solution for the drift was don't buy Joy-Cons anymore. Buy a controller, either a Pro controller or wired. That literally. Well, I would say preferably a Pro controller because that like eliminated the drift for me. I haven't experienced that yet, even though I have like 3 sets of Joy-Cons because I have family play and all that stuff. What was that? What I say? That was 3. Number 2. I'll give it to the Wii. I'll give it to the Wii for number 2 because I think they literally. Put their control on the map for other consoles who couldn't perform it before. So then Nintendo was like, well, why don't we just do it? And then they did. And it was like such a game changer. Especially with like especially playing Naruto on there. Like it was actually really hard to play Naruto. But like games like Zelda and oh man, I think I played Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3 on there. Doing the actual like Kamehameha waves and stuff. Oh, it was cool, but then it just like sometimes you had to like actually do it in the motion and it didn't work, and you get just wrecked sometimes. But yeah, the Wii was cool. The nunchuck. Only thing I didn't like about the nunchuck was that if you wanted to play a certain game, you had to have the nunchuck on there. Like that was kind of was sucky. Because. When you first had the Wii, they didn't have that. I don't think they only had the Wii remote. You had to buy that separately, which was it is what it is. But but then like but in reality, you just use your GameCube controller. You know what I mean? So that's what we end up doing. And then of course the number 1 pick for me for controllers, and I know everyone's gonna hate me, but I don't care, is the Wii U. I thought the Wii U was like such a cool controller, man.
Interesting.
The Wii U was such a controller.
Interesting.
I don't care.
You remember
I thought the Wii U was. Am I? I don't know.
How did you get here? How did you get here? How did I get here?
There's some we need some bird noise.
GameCube, you know what?
I can get it anywhere.
The Wii U remote, I guess you could say was. Yeah, I did like it for. I just sit down and watch some Netflix.
I like for what it. Now, okay, yes, it was a big blocky thing. Don't get me wrong, it was. It's a big blocky thing.
It was the original Switch.
Thank you. It was the blueprint, the precursor for the Switch.
It was, yeah.
It was a precursor. I think the only reason I liked it was because I had like if I wanted to just chill and just play on the gamepad, I could. The gamepad never bothered me. Like a lot of people were like, it was just really like this big, huge thing, which I agree with. But I got used to it pretty quickly. It was a great idea that they did. It was just hard to develop games for it. So I think that's why Soul Calibur for GameCube. That was a good one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Soul Calibur in general.
It was fun.
Soul Calibur is dope.
Let's get DJC back on soon. ASAP.
Yeah, I love Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur was dope. But no, I'm just messing. I figured if I say Wii U, people would get triggered. So I like to trigger people sometimes. But but no, I think the GameCube was the best controller of all. I think the GameCube controller was the best one. It was very it was just naturally comfortable on your hands. Like your hands can naturally just be melded to the controller, easy. And it's still like, even though we have the Wii, we have the Wii U, the GameCube controller is still being produced for those consoles. So that obviously tells you that the GameCube is their superior controller no matter what. Like, you've never seen them try to remake something for the Wii remote for the Wii U. You haven't seen them try to integrate anything from the Wii besides the, being the Switch. But I think the GameCube controller has been just being reconfigured for each console. So it kind of tells you that, okay, this is still their best controller. And I'm still confused about why people think it's the best Smash controller. I'm good with any controller to play Smash. If anybody wants to test that out, we can do it. If everybody wants that, we can do it. But yeah, that's my
Thank you for that.
weird ranking controllers.
Ryan, go for it.
Okay, so are we supposed to have like a top so many, or like?
However,
I just did like 4.
Whatever you want, Ryan.
To cut it.
Do it if you want.
Okay,
10, 15. There's not.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go bottom to top again. I'm gonna try and cover off quickly, but cover off as many as I can think of. And I'm gonna start at the bottom. I'm sorry, Kotetsu, with what you just said, but with the Wii U gamepad, it had a lot of good ideas.
I was just messing.
It has a lot of good ideas in it, like the camera to be able to do video calls. It's maybe kind of a little like, you could give me a hard time for saying that when.
Thank you, DJC. Take care.
With Super and GameCube are my favorite consoles, but I think a lot of the good ideas in the Wii U gamepad are better as a console, as a Switch, and are better realized, and there are things that they just kind of didn't have it all the way there in terms of how to do it. Because I mean, like, it feels like a brick and it looks like a Fisher-Price kind of toy thing.
This guy.
They could have made some changes to it to make it better, even just as it was, and it would have. I would give it more credit. Like the TV remote thing, playing off TV or being able to control your TV with like the remote in it. That's a great
you could do that too.
Video calling, I remember that. It is a great idea. How they realized it and how they set it up as a system and not as the controller is what didn't work, in my opinion. Just above that, and this is another one I think I'm going to get some crap for, the NES controller, because I think a lot of people have nostalgia for that. But I'm talking the original one. Again, it's not heavy, but it's a brick in terms of, like, it's got that old school 80s, like the Atari 2600 controller, where it's like a square or rectangle in the NES case. That is not comfortable to hold for long periods of time. The buttons are great, but like the outside of it hurts your hands
because how sharp. It's literally like a rectangle, and it wasn't.
It's not designed to sit in your hands long term, and that's why
I agree.
That second model of NES, where they redesigned it and had it top loading, that's why that has more of like a Super Nintendo shaped, like the dog bone shaped controller. I
agree.
So I guess, like, if you're talking that second iteration, then sure, I'd rank that higher. Same as like the Famicom, I'd rank higher. I've never touched that though.
Me neither.
From there, that's a hard call. From there, I'm gonna say N64. I like it, but it's basically just a matter of it doesn't hold up as well compared. Like, it's not as comfortable or as good as some of the other controllers, more than it's not a good controller. So we're getting more into like where I think like they're just well made. It's a matter of like what you think is the best. From there, I would say All of this I'm just thinking about. LAETITIA, you should have gone.
That's what I was
first.
doing too.
You should have gone first. I'm like just going off the top of my head. I'm trying to think like what were all the controllers and what do I think about them.
I don't have
I'm honestly having a hard time between.
You have a list.
I'm having a hard time between the Joy-Con and the Wii remote, and I think I'm gonna go Joy-Con below Wii remote. The Joy-Con do everything the Wii remote does better, but the drift is an issue for a lot of people. I haven't had it because I use my Pro Controller more. I have had some Pro Controller drift actually, but I just get electrical contact cleaner. You can pick it up for
Really?
$5. You spray it in and rub the stick around and it's good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna go that, then the Wii remote, including the nunchuck as like a peripheral, basically, because it did it first, and it like Nintendo innovating something is gonna be one of my top.
Yeah, I agree.
Top things. So that's why I'd go with the Wii remote over the Joy-Con. From there, it's a really hard call between the Pro-Cons, the GameCube.
The Pro-Cons.
Honestly, I'm going to put the GameCube. I'm going to say Super Nintendo first, because it was really well done for its time. I just prefer 3D games. And Super Nintendo, when we're talking about innovation, Sony has never moved away from making a Super Nintendo controller. Like they look nicer and they have more features and they're more ergonomic, but it's every PlayStation has had a Super Nintendo controller with a few extra buttons or a few extra features. That's not to throw shade. There's great Sony games, but I mean, is anyone really going to argue with that? Is what I'm.
Yes. Yes.
You're gonna argue with that? Okay, I'd like to hear.
Because when you said that, I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean by that?" But I remember
Move close to the camera. Move close to the camera.
Move close to the camera. Move close to my
You.
mic.
Move close to the camera.
Move close to my camera. Oh, I was like, move close to my camera. I don't have my camera up, so I can't move close to it.
He just wants to shoot you.
All right.
Hey man. Hey, I argue. I like to debate.
Fair. I want to hear what you have to say.
No. I was messing with you. When you first said it, I didn't understand. Like, what do you mean the Super Nintendo was or they took the Super Nintendo? But I remember there was an article where they say if you look at the Super Nintendo and then look at where it curves, where the buttons are, and then look at the PS2, PlayStation, PS2, PS3, and PS4. They still had like you can see like that they used the Super Nintendo as a blueprint, and they just said, okay, how can we make it better? Oh, let's just dip it so then they can actually hold. There's like a handle on the controller, and then additional back ones. The PS5s are different. They look nothing like they're old. They're like completely new controllers. I can tell you that.
I haven't seen a 5 controller.
Yeah, they're completely. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Their Super Nintendo has been the blueprint for Sony for years.
Yeah, and it is a solid controller. So I'm not throwing shade for that. But like, I mean, that goes back to PlayStation was originally they did the deal with Nintendo, or they were going to do the deal, and then
we gotta have a hybrid console.
Then we got Philips CDI, and that was all.
KOTETSU. We gotta have a new segment where we gotta call it something. When it happens, I have like little intro that says, I don't know, something that when you have an argument point, we just like boom, argument point. I don't know, something because you always
because I'll sit here and argue stuff for too long. Like, remember we did that when Triforce Johnson was on?
Yeah, I remember that. I was like,
we got into that, and he got so scared. He was like, "Oh, he's gonna get into it." I wasn't like arguing. I was arguing.
You guys both got into it at that time.
I was like arguing with a debate.
Everyone talks all good game.
But then at the end of it, he was just like, "Nah, I respect what you came in and did that." I was like, I wasn't trying to.
He came in just to argue.
Do that. That's what I do, man. So
that's good.
When it comes to gaming, I got opinions. But anyway,
right, let's put our
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem. No, a couple more. So
Sorry.
from their original GameCube controller, I think that it's been redone on so many consoles because people love it for Smash. I don't think it's bad, but I also don't think it's perfect. I think the A button in the center and then everything mapped around that is not ideal.
Really?
It's nice, I guess, to have like a home button for your right thumb, but yeah, I prefer the standard, like they're all the same size and shape. Plus the C stick, I don't know, I felt like it would be better if it had the sort of, for lack of a better way of describing it, the sort of mushroom cap head.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like the little nub is too small.
I get what you're saying. Because that can dig into your hands once in a while.
Yeah, especially if the
designed.
rubber wears out. It's a controller that's made for Japanese hands, which is fine. But like by comparison, Xbox didn't do well the first one in Japan because their first controller was a behemoth.
Xbox don't exist in Japan. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, anymore. Yeah. That's a whole other topic of conversation. But so from there,
they don't even exist in Japan.
Yeah, GameCube, original one. Then the Pro Cons.
What are the Pro Cons? What are the Pro Cons? What do you?
So the Switch one, but
right.
There was a Pro controller for the Wii U as well, which was also very comfortable. I think it kind of took design aesthetic from like Xbox 360 or Xbox One. It looked more essentially like the same. It was really comfortable to play with. And as long as you didn't need the touchscreen, you were good to go.
Weren't they the same controllers? I mean, no, I don't mean, weren't the Pro controller and the one that came out for the Wii U, weren't they like this design wise? Didn't they look exactly the same? I don't know. I never had
as the Switch. No, like it's like sort of the shell basically is a slightly different shape. It's more similar to an Xbox.
I'm gonna check that right now.
Yeah, no, I remember I had one. I'm pretty sure it's at least not exactly.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah. You're right. It does look like more like the 360 controller.
Yeah,
you're right. It definitely does.
And then top of the heap, despite the things I essentially said earlier about its counterpart, for the simple fact that it did wireless flawlessly, or at least from my experience, in 2001, the Wavebird by far best controller. That's it for me.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Before we get to the T-shirt, we have to take a fast break. We're not going nowhere. Just hang on tight. I forgot to do this earlier, and let's do a new song real quick. Just one. Here we go.
Just one. You sure?
I'm about to sneeze. Give me a sec. Shit.
Bless you.
We're not doing 3 songs after this.
Bless you.
How does that happen? Thank you. All right. It just. God. All right. So this one's from our buddy, MASTERSWORD Music, and he gave us a new song called Fallout.
Fallout.
Yes. Who's doing that? Oh, KOTETSU.
I'm doing it.
Here we go. Here we go.
MASTERSWORD Music.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. War never changes. You're just a beautiful and girl, it's not my fault. I gotta have the day, let me inside your heart. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. I wanna stay with you like a big boy on your wrist. You make me fall out. Yeah, every time you come around. Oh, every time you come around. Yeah, every time you come around. Make me fall out and I thought I told you. Love is sweeter than a Nuka-Cola, you might hurt me. Cause you hit harder than a mini nuke that's launched from the shoulder. You a stim pack, just what I need. Following you like I'm dog meat. You on the strip, well I'll turn you out, cause I run the strip like I'm Mr. House. You got me going crazy, I'ma call you Voltec. You say you like it rough, I'ma give you death claw sex. And I'm the best, no it's not over, cause really we ain't even started yet. So tell me what you trying to do, cause like power armor, I wanna get inside of you. You're just a beautiful, and girl it's not my fault. I gotta have a day, let me inside your vault. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. I wanna stay with you like a big boy on your wrist. You make me fall out, yeah. Every time you come around, oh, every time you come around, yeah. Every time you come around, I must admit, girl, you all of that. Aiming for your body like I'm using VATS. Mysterious, but don't be a stranger. Super hot like you a flamer. I'm a super mutant. If you see me, you might get slaughtered. You're all good for me. No radiation like purified water. When it comes to this game, girl, you got what it takes. Getting no sleep, we not taking no breaks. Missing out on you is like no quick save. A big mistake. Like Fallout 5, I need you bad and I just can't wait. Spinning every bottle cap for a taste, and you know that I'm scraping the plate. You're just a beautiful, and girl, it's not my fault. I gotta have a day, let me inside your vault. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. I wanna stay with you like a big boy on your wrist. You make me fall out, yeah. Every time you come around, every time you come around, yeah. Every time you come around, you're just a beautiful, and girl, it's not my fault. I gotta have a day, let me inside your vault. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. I wanna stay with you like a big boy on your wrist. You make me fall out, yeah. Every time you come around, every time you come around, yeah. Every time you come around,
War never changes.
That was amazing. Another
That
great
was-
song from MasterSword Music.
That song was dope. He had another one too, the Final Fantasy 10 thing. We did a story time. That was dope one too.
Out of my favorite songs, I do like that one, but I still always go to Final Fantasy. Yeah, that one's dope. They're all great. We should have more MasterSword Music. Whenever he can. Today he was working a lot. Any of you guys come when you guys can. Again, MasterSword Music is in the description, so you can find all his info as well as KOTETSU's info. Ryan, LAETITIA, you find all their information here. So if you guys like them or dislike them, you can find them there, and you can.
Well, if you dislike me, then just avoid me altogether. Just don't. Just don't.
So either way, it's all there, so you can find us there. But either way, let's get down to the last person tonight, and that way we will end up closing after that. But let's go ahead, LAETITIA, and your controllers, your favorites, not favorites.
Okay, maybe start with the ones that I hate, because, as a hater.
Are you a hater? Oh, cool.
I'm kidding. So, I'm sorry, but the first one that I really don't like is the Wii U, because personal experience. I like to play laying on my back like a potato.
I already know where this is going. I already know where this is going.
It wasn't above my head, but it was close enough where it fell on my mouth, and that shit hurt.
I already knew where it was going. The second you're like, when I chilled like this, I'm like, I see it. I see the whole thing playing out.
It makes no sense when people play with like their backs all straight and stuff. It's like, oh my god, look at this big cushion I got back there just to play games, So.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that did not feel good on the, especially like the lower lip and the tooth area. It was good times.
I'm sure you're back to playing games though.
Another one that I actually did not like Okay, well, I can say the N64 one I don't like because the fact that I cannot. I have such small thumbs compared to my hands that when I hold a controller, my thumb actually cannot reach. So I actually have to hold the middle and the side.
I think that's
play
how a lot
that.
of did it, right?
Yeah.
Some kids
I thought a
do
lot of
that.
people did it like that.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
that,
weird
like
because
that.
then you have to like let go to like attack and then go back. I'm just like, this is so
That's-
backwards for me. But I got used to it, you know. You maneuver after time.
Yeah,
But
you
it was
adapt.
still like, it gave me like. Well, I still have chubby fingers, so that didn't really make them skinny. But you know, so that happened. Then I know this is not a specific controller. This is more like a handheld. I am so sorry, but what was it called? Game Boy Advance SP. Trash.
Really?
Interesting.
I want to
love
hear
the
this
fact.
reason.
She said
Okay, so
trash.
I love my Game Boy Advance. It was the greatest thing, except that you know when your mom tells you to go sleep, especially like my mom. I don't know if it's like I think it's like a black mom thing. A black mom always makes you sleep early while everybody
Right.
else is playing.
Right? It'd be 5 o'clock, time to go to bed. Like you see
like-
everyone else's house lights on. Why I gotta go sleep? It's a Friday.
Yeah, my mom would make
Right?
me go to bed while the sun was still up in the summer. The kids were playing outside, and she's like,
Right.
I don't care. You're going to go sleep. Your lights are off. So I had to use the sunlight and my Game Boy, like, by the window and pretend to sleep. Like, when she would come here with the sheets on top, pretend to sleep.
You
Like,
should
yeah.
still see the light coming from.
No, the Game Boy doesn't emit light. That's why it was
I
a
thought it.
struggle.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Because I think the SP had a brighter light on there.
They
the
actually added a light in the
backlight.
back
I think it was
screen. Yeah.
Backlight. Yeah.
But they never did that with Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance, it's like once it hit like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and the sun was setting.
You have to buy the
That's
attachments
right.
though.
Yeah, you had to buy that light.
With
Yeah.
what money? My parents would never buy me that. There it is.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm still laughing that you're like, this is black moms that go to bed.
I went to sleep at like 7, and I saw the kids outside, and I was like, this is the most depressing thing, and you just have to watch them.
You were on Saturday. Oh,
Yeah,
my
it was always
gosh.
on the weekends. So while the neighborhood kids were playing, I was like trying to play Pokemon Gold and struggling. But I think it's when they got the new one, the SP, and I got excited when my parents bought me one. Problem is, it's like how do you play when it's so small, and you're trying to walk? Yeah.
Oh,
like,
I see. Because you're like your hands are like it's like your whole body scrunches up just to play
scrunches
the.
up, and
just
the
to play the
buttons, like the
SP.
D-pad, is like flat to the thing. It's not. It doesn't stick out as much as the other one did. So
got you.
because they tried to close it, so that one sucked, and it gave me like some severe palm cramping. So I would put it at the very bottom next to
I get that.
the Wii U.
Dang, at the bottom? Dang.
Okay, well it'll be like number
Yeah.
2, and then
Like, little
N64
bit
is
slow.
3. The backlight was revolutionary. I'm not gonna lie, but it hurts.
I'm still laughing, man, because that's so true.
Go on.
I didn't know anyone else who had that plight like I did. Be 5 o'clock, time to go
I
to
have
bed.
black mom stories forever, man.
I do
You
too.
Disrespect one time, and then she grabs the chancla. You already know. You already know what's
Right?
happening.
Yeah, we gotta swap. We gotta swap stories sometime. 'Cause I got some too. Oh,
Swap
man.
Stories,
Good point.
episode 93.
How
Oh,
my
man.
mom threw every object at me.
Ooh.
While I was playing video games.
You talked back once. The whole shoe rack is flying.
Oh my god, that's so true. Okay,
good
we need to
times.
stop.
So I could continue.
We need to stop.
Okay, so
God.
the next one that I can think of. Okay, I actually don't mind the other one, surprisingly. Even the Wii, the Wii I didn't hate. As long as you have like the back part, like you know when you add the gel cover, then it gets comfortable.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't become an issue. But the extensions, the nunchuck and the microphone, that's a problem. That I did not appreciate.
I have a question about that. Was the gel part required? Did you need to have that on the Wii remote to use the nunchuck?
No, you just need it for comfort because I had to buy separately.
Yeah.
I
Comfort,
never
and
understood.
they initially rolled it out. You could get them free. You just basically had to like write into Nintendo or whatever because they were getting so many complaints about people playing whatever and like launching it at their TV. And
But
you
it,
see,
it
like,
had
on
the it had the strap
news
on it.
and
yeah,
stuff.
it had
It had the strap on it.
Yeah,
had
but
the
like
strap
they
on
were
it.
getting people that were not using the strap, and so
Oh, that's their
That's
fault.
their thank you. Took the
It
words
is, but,
right
like,
out of
you
my
know-
mouth.
I
They
mean,
warn
Kotetsu,
you
you're
before you-
American. You know how lawsuits go. There.
Yeah, I know.
No,
So
because
they
they
rolled
still
out a
lose.
solution so people wouldn't wreck their TVs.
But the game
and-
before you even start the daggone game, it says, "Hey, make sure you put the
Yeah.
wrist straps on just in case." And of course, like you said, we're American. We're like, no, we don't need a wrist strap. We can go ahead
Yeah.
and play with things. And all these videos come out where people toss their Wii remotes into the screens
Yeah.
and they get mad. And it's like you can't. Like they covered themselves. They told you,
Yeah.
put the wrist strap on. You didn't listen. You got broke TV. That's
You
what
can't sue them.
happens.
You can't sue them.
You really
They
can't
gave
because
that
they told
disclaimer.
you. Or what? Like a 3 second, and you can't even skip some of the games. You can't even skip it. You got to wait till it
Yeah.
goes by just to make sure. Hey, we didn't told you to put this wrist strap on before you play the game. But yeah, when I remember whenever we used to play the games, it wouldn't work without the gel. So once we put the gel thing on there, then it worked. That's why I always thought that it was required when you play with the nunchuck. That's why I asked. That's why I asked that.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
My
So
bookmark actually has a Wii strap on it. This is my bookmark.
Oh, I
that
see it.
you can never lose it. You can't chuck it at your TV.
All right, go ahead.
Oh man.
So I don't know. That's all the ones that I hate. Everything else, I like the GameCube controller. That's number one. That will never change. Pro is better in a sense, but I'm so used to like GameCube that I'll go back to like the GameCube controller style. Like I got this one. It's like
What the heck? What?
Link is on it too. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That it didn't look like a GameCube controller at first. It looked like
Kinda.
something. It looked like something like a
Wait,
third
wait,
party
wait,
thing.
wait,
That's what
hold
it looked like.
So this is
Like
the
a third
GameCube
party.
controller, right?
Yeah.
This is not a GameCube controller.
Okay,
this
okay,
is for
so
this is for the Switch.
Looks like an alien
So the
controller.
what? Can you hold that up? Just put them both next to each other real quick, because when you
Struggle.
that's for the one that's on your left hand. That's for the Switch.
This is for Switch.
Oh,
this
it's
is for
okay.
GameCube.
I know. I'm
Okay.
tripping because I saw it and you said this is my GameCube controller, and I'm
No,
like, I
GameCube
never seen a
style for
GameCube
that
controller
one.
like that because I've seen the Switch ones. They have the Smash logo on it, and I was like, that's not. But then you said, is it like from like some weird third party?
I think so because
controller?
it has Link on it, but I bought it from the Nintendo's website.
Really, they were selling that? Okay.
Oh, Nintendo sells third party as long as
I didn't know
they
that.
don't. Yeah, they don't do Zelda stuff directly, but they'll have other companies do it for them, and then they sell it. So I just got it through them.
Okay.
But
'Cause
yeah,
I was
'cause
like,
I
I never seen it
can't-
look like that.
No, but I cannot play on the Switch regularly. Like I need to have some sort of controller to play with it. So it definitely would be something like more of the GameCube style. That's a lot easier, comfortable.
Okay.
I think that's Nintendo's greatest controller by far. And I'm glad that they still do it. And like, I think like what Ryan said, it's the one controller that continues nonstop this whole time, right? Like instead of discontinuing it and just doing something else, they still bring it back. So it is successful. I love it.
Yeah, Kotetsu said that.
Oh, I thought it was you. My bad. Sorry, Kotetsu.
No, you're good. You're good.
What else?
You're good.
I'm trying to think.
What's with the ambiance now, man?
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
We
What's up
figured she
with
was
the,
getting sentimental real quick. We give her a little
what's up with the
sentimental music.
ambiance?
No, like I just, you know what? I like this one. I like, what else do I like? I don't even like that much. Like I don't think of the comfort. Yeah, that's it. I just like this one, and everything else. You heard my complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Game Boy Color was great.
Yeah, it was.
It was great. I just thought I should drop it there. It's not a controller. It was uncomfortable to hold, but it was great.
Gave me blisters, but it was fun playing after a while.
It does. It
Oh,
cramps
man.
you like right here, and then on a hot day, oh, especially the Game Boy SP on a hot, sweaty day,
Mm.
it's disgusting. You feel it. And you know, as a kid, you play outside with your Game Boy because you don't want to be inside the house. Good
I
times.
was inside. I was inside playing my Game Boy.
Really? You didn't have like that phase where like we all go outside? Like all the kids were playing and I was like that fat kid with the controller. I mean with the Game Boy, just like
no, we didn't do that, man. Someone see you with, if you step outside with any technology, 9 times out of 10 is getting jacked. So you just stayed inside when you play that stuff.
Oh,
you stayed
not
inside.
my area. The kids came and they're like, "Ooh, let's connect, play Pokemon."
No,
and then,
I did that at school. Like I didn't do that until I was like in high school. Or no. I did in elementary school because we had it was like a after school program after school, and we played. Oh, and I have like the worst story. So I remember my sister had a Game Boy Color, and it was the neon green one. And I had Crystal, Pokemon Crystal. I don't know where I got the game. All I know is that I got it. And my sister's like, "Can I take this to school?" And I said, "Hey, you can take it, but when you play, hit continue. Hit continue."
No.
So she took it, and I come back. She comes back, brings it home, and I'm playing. So I had a level 95. No. I had a level 56. What's that freaking Pokemon's name? I had it at the tip of my tongue. But anyway, I had a different Pokemon. So then when I turned it on, I had a level 1. Why am I blanking on these Pokemon names all of a sudden? What the heck?
Cyndaquil.
Yeah, Cyndaquil.
Okay,
I had
and
a
then the
level
best one
Cyndaquil.
was, what's the other one called? For alligator. Totodile was the best one.
Yeah. I had the last evolution of Totodile, but then all of a sudden I have a Cyndaquil.
At least you gave you a Cyndaquil.
No. That's all I had was a Cyndaquil. So I said, "What the heck is this?" So I went to ask my sister, like, "Hey, what happened?" And she said, "Oh, someone at school wanted to play and they started over." And I was so pissed. I say, "Yeah, you're not. And I know this is your Game Boy, but you're not getting this back until I get to where I was at before." And that was that story. I got a lot of stories like that. And it was horrible.
You have a lot of like awful gaming experience.
I do, man.
Experience Day or something. I think
I do,
Tetsu's been one of that. But real quick, Letitia, did you want to finish off what you were anything? Were you still going or?
No, I finished my list. And
Okay.
one last comment to KOTETSU. At least she didn't leave you with a level 1 Chikorita. That's like the biggest insult. What a trash Pokemon.
Because it's weak to everything, yeah.
Yeah, literally, you cannot get past gym number 3. You can't. You might as well get a flying type.
I do want to bring something up real quick before we head off. This would be like a little mini discussion if that's cool with you, Chronoz. I just wanted to
go ahead, go for it.
So, if anyone's been following the gaming news, we had some pretty crazy stuff happen this week and a couple weeks ago. And I just want to get everyone's thoughts and opinions on it. About Microsoft buying Activision, and then Sony buying Bungie on Monday. If you guys play any games from those developers, I just wanted to know what you guys thought about that.
They made a huge like news about the whole Bungie thing, but I was like, what did they even do? I know they do Destiny, but like, who the cares about Destiny?
What?
I'm sorry.
I played it for like a second.
Sorry,
I'm putting my camera on. Give me 2 seconds.
I agree with her on that. Sorry.
He's gonna show us his Destiny games.
You're gonna look me in my
I
eye
love
and say
Sony,
that.
you
You
know.
gotta fix your hair up, dude.
I need you to look me in my eye and say that. I'm
I
unraveling
used
the
to do
corner
Halo
right
is
now.
the answer to your question. I used to do Halo.
Who cares about
Halo? They used to do
Destiny?
Halo?
What is going on here?
Am I?
You know.
What is the world coming to? Who cares about? Okay, let me stop.
I know
sorry,
people
I'm
play
on board with
Destiny,
it. I don't care about Destiny. Okay.
I mean, I get you can say I don't like it. I'll leave it at that. That's your opinion. But who cares about Destiny? I care about it. Hold on, wait.
You're like one out of a million.
Let me put my camera on right
Yeah, I
now.
have
My
to
hair's
say
gonna be all
this.
jacked up. I don't care. This needs to be said.
I have to.
Put on a hat. Put on a hat.
Oh well, I gotta
I
jump
just
out.
like
And
curling my hair.
I gotta jump. Okay, you got lucky. My camera ain't working.
He's ready to argue.
No, I mean, I thought Destiny was a great game. The reason I thought it was so cool is because I didn't think anything of it when it first was announced. I said, it's just another third-person shooter. I don't care about it. But when I started playing, I'm like, yo, this is a third-person freaking RPG. And I was like, I fell in love with it after that. And the second one was cool. I put a lot of hours. I think that's why I tripped, because I sunk so many hours in the Destiny 2 since it first released to now. So it's, to me, it's not I mean, let me just dial back. Ain't that big of a deal, but it's still pretty cool. And I would ask you to give it a chance because it's for free now. It's free $99.
That's all.
It's so bad. It's free now.
Big news, and I'm just like, what the?
No, so with Bungie used to do Halo. Like Bungie and Microsoft were a thing before Microsoft screwed Bungie out of Halo. They took Halo from Bungie. Like if you notice, I think it's Halo 3 or Halo 4 is when you start seeing it. It says 343 Industries.
Yeah.
And it used to be Bungie, but that's because they stole it. Microsoft stole that from Bungie, and then Bungie said, we're gonna they took it. They took it from them because if they bought it, if there was something that happened within their little thing, and so Bungie lost everything from Halo, and Microsoft claimed it. So that's why Bungie was like, all right, we're gonna make a counter to Halo, and that's where we got Destiny. And Destiny combated Halo, and ultimately, I think Destiny is better than Halo because of what they offer in Destiny that they don't do in Halo. Halo is very one-dimensional. Just to give some explanation on that, it's just one character, one story, that's it. With Destiny, it's just like this huge world, and it's pretty much like it's an MMO within itself. So you get to play with other people, you get to go on raids, and anything you can do in any MMO, you can most likely do in Destiny. So I think that's why it's such a big thing. And then when Microsoft and Sony decided to buy Bungie, it was like, oh crap, like they bought Bungie because they're really popping with Destiny, and people are thinking it's going to be for Sony. But Bungie came out with a statement saying we're still going to have them for all platforms. But I think when it comes to content, they're going to have more content and better content for Sony than they will for anything else.
Maybe the fact that Sony, maybe because Sony owns them, maybe they might be exclusive. But I feel like it's also, Sony doesn't care if it's exclusive to them. They prefer if it's for everybody because they still get a big portion of the cash, right?
I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work if like whatever, unless, I don't know how that's gonna work. Like with existing stuff, I don't know how that's gonna work because that's the same with Microsoft buying Activision, because Activision is a big branch. They don't just have their games; they have Blizzard. So everything that's with Blizzard is with Activision, and everything that's with Activision is now with Microsoft. So they were saying that, they said with the Call of Duty games, there's 3 games they already have scheduled for other platforms, but then after those games, that's it. Like Call of Duty is strictly going to be for Xbox, I think. They're no longer probably going to go over to other consoles because now, whatever project Activision and Blizzard go moving forward is a Microsoft. It's gonna have a Microsoft stamp on it. And same with Bungie, probably. Same with Bungie. Whatever project they move forward with Bungie is gonna have a Sony stamp on it.
As long as I don't have to see some of the games that I'm anticipating go for Xbox and not directly on PC, which I would prefer, I would never buy an Xbox console because, like I always said, why get an Xbox console when you can get a computer, right? So, for example, I know that the Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out, right? But unfortunately, because Microsoft purchased it, some people are saying, oh, it's going to be an Xbox exclusive. I don't believe it. I think it's going to be on the computer as well, because Microsoft computer, right? So hopefully they don't start making like you can only play this on console kind of bullshit, because, well, I'm never gonna buy their console. I already spent my money on a PS5. I'm not going. I'm not gonna go the other way.
I think what's cool about being a PC player is that now, they're really, both consoles are starting to say, hey, you know what? We have a fan base here too. And PC's always been like, and I'm gonna use this term, and I think this term is a good term to use. PC is like what's, I'm trying to say the state or in the country is like Switzerland. They're neutral, right? So Sony and Microsoft don't have a problem with PC because they're Switzerland, so they can say, hey, we got Final Fantasy Remake on PC. We're getting Horizon Dawn on PC. We got Days Gone on PC, and those are Sony exclusives. And of course, besides the games coming on Steam, Xbox does have their PC variant of Game Pass. So any Bethesda game that you're gonna see, I think they said that. I think they said that Bethesda now their games are gonna be day one on Game Pass. So if you do have a PC and you have Game Pass, I would suggest getting the Game Pass. Like Game Pass is a very good value. You can get it on. You can play most of the Xbox library on PC too.
I got a Game Pass for like a month, and then I was searching through everything, and then I said, "This is, I hate this," and I just left it.
I think because like if you got it super early, then yeah, there wasn't a lot. But now they're starting to do this thing where like they drop it on the console first, a couple weeks to a month later, then they'll put it on the PC Game Pass as well. So then you won't miss out on it. But I think those companies buying those developers is kind of crazy, especially the Activision one, because they have like another branch. So it's like they didn't just take Activision; they took Blizzard too, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's big moves. My thoughts personally are, one, I feel like it paints. So everyone was speaking out against Activision Blizzard because of all of the
allegations and stuff.
The allegations of of sexual harassment and stuff at their workplaces. It paints Microsoft's comments about that in a very interesting light. Like, were they really in support of the workers, or are they trying to drive down the value so they can purchase it better, right? Like purchase it cheaper.
Because didn't they say like they didn't? Didn't they say like back? Yeah, didn't they say like back then they didn't have any opinion on it, so they kind of stayed out of that whole situation?
I mean, like Phil Spencer commented on it, same as like Bethesda did as well. So like there are official statements that are tied to the companies. I don't know. It's something that I thought about at least. Like I don't know.
That's actually I didn't think about that.
But, so that's interesting. Plus, generally, like I don't personally care about a lot of the IPs owned by either of those companies that were bought. It's the fact that something that more the Activision Blizzard, that something that big got bought out is concerning for me as a gamer, I think, because like what does that bode for the future? Even like the Game Awards guys talking about like, oh, there's more coming in the future. I don't want to see, there's a guy on Twitter talking about like he doesn't want to see everything just consolidate into like 2 or 3 companies. I don't want to see that either. That's not good for the industry. But then if they don't do stuff like that, are then outside companies like Google and Facebook and like all these companies into Meta and all these new things that are coming out, are they going to start purchasing game companies? Is that going to screw us a completely different way?
I feel that.
Or like I saw something today about Capcom got bought, 5% of Capcom got bought by some Saudi Arabian company.
What the heck? I gotta look into that.
Yeah, Nintendo Life covered it, I think. And so like people are starting to see, there's at least, even if you would have no idea anything about gaming, people are starting to understand there's nostalgic value behind these companies. So maybe we should get on board this. And I don't know, there's stuff that's happened, like the acquisitions we talked about. There's stuff that's potentially going to happen that to me just feels like I don't like the potential that this has. I can't do anything about it. I mean, you can vote with your wallet, but that's not going to stop people from buying these companies.
That's so true.
And I mean, at the end of the day, like I want to keep playing the franchises that I love, but yeah, I don't have a good feeling overall about.
We'll see what happens.
It'll be interesting to see how it pans out. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you guys are we good on that? Are we going to keep on going with that, or should we should go to our finishing comments?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to see what everyone's opinion on it. I think it's kind of crazy how that happened. And Ryan and Letitia, they have a point where it's like, okay, are my games now not going to be accessible anymore because they're here now and they're not over here? And yeah, that's for me. I don't see that because I got everything. I ain't got to worry about jack. I say if it ain't here, it's here. I got it. But looking at it, it's just like that's true. Like are people gonna worry about that in the future? Where it's like I got to get this now because I used to play it here, but I can't anymore because it's over there.
Yeah, I need that Elder Scrolls 6. That I need to play it. Like it's imperative. I was already sad at the fact that it was purchased and now owned by Microsoft because. But that's as long as they, but that's because Microsoft bought them, right? So now I hope that they actually keep it for PC. If I can see it on Steam, I am very happy and I'm very pleased. That's all that matters because it cannot be a game that I've been anticipating for like over 10 years just for it to be like not accessible for me.
Quick question: what is the hype behind Elder Scroll? I tried it. I could not get it. I couldn't get it.
Should we vanish him out of this stream right now?
Yeah, this could get.
You can. I remember I got Skyrim for free when I got my Xbox 360, and I was just like, yo, like I can't, like, I'm big into fantasy worlds and I'm big into that time period. I just couldn't get a grasp on it. I couldn't get a grasp on the game at all.
It's because you started with Skyrim, and in order to understand like some of the backstories of what's happening, then you would need to start playing Morrowind, which is what I played, and that game was so hard to play back in the day because every time you would change from one map to another, the loading screen would take at least like 10 years. 10 years later, you're like, wow, time has passed.
I got a job already. I'm still waiting for this thing to look. Yeah.
But it was so good to learn that you can craft weapons. You can change your skills. If you have a lower skill, you aren't able to craft certain weapons. But if you keep crafting on top of that, then your skill goes up. Then your crafting gets better. Then you can enchant them. You have different races. Each race has their different abilities, etc., etc. It's fun. So if you played games like Conquer Online or games like World of Warcraft even.
I haven't tried playing that.
If you played those or you like Maple Story's another one too, then you would like the Elder Scrolls series. So Morrowind's good, Oblivion's even funner. And
I heard Oblivion was awesome.
It was great. I love the glitches. It's so good. And then Patrick Stewart is in it too, eh?
Yep. Yep. Was it?
Like,
yep, I remember that.
So there's that, and then when you play Skyrim, because you're so used to the older stories, so you're like, okay, I know how the game is going to be, I know how to play it. So it's basically kind of like that, but obviously the story is a little bit different, and add-ons are amazing. And then now with the 6th one, I'm anticipating because where is it going to be, right? Which part of Tamriel?
Okay. So it's really just like really going into the whole trilogy and then kind of getting into the hype of it when you're in this game because you're like, oh, I know about this now. So now I'm here and my knowledge of this can carry on through this game. And it just makes it your experience that much better.
Yeah, than just jumping into older ones like Arena, but I've never played it to be honest.
I got you.
It's too pixelated for me.
Play. I'm a Final Fantasy 14 guy right now, so. But
Final Fantasy 14, I kind of want to try it, but then I don't know what server to play. What's the most populated? Are people gonna call me a noob because I am a noob? You know.
I dealt with all that stuff, but then once it's so funny because you saying that is like when you were telling me everything about Skyrim, it's like it's like kind of the same thing about telling you about Final Fantasy. It's like when you first jump in and you learn the world of that world, and you go through each expansion. It's just like you appreciate it even more, and then you like in this one you have one character, you can choose whatever race, but you have because you're like the warrior of light, you can switch between classes. You're not restricted, so you can just you can literally play however you want. So which is pretty dope.
Well, the thing is, Final Fantasy, like, I know about the world. It's just 14, the online one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't play online games by myself. It's like when I tried to play Elder Scrolls Online, I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm too much of a noob.
If you get into Final Fantasy and you want someone to play with, you can let me know. I will help you. I tell everyone, I was like, if you want to get into Final Fantasy, let me know. I'll help you.
Can I leech your
burn
EXP?
through it.
Just walk around and literally
leech.
I'm not gonna fight. I'm just gonna stand
You're
there.
just gonna sit back. You're just gonna sit back. Like I fight like a level 90. You're like, yeah, I'm just gonna hide over here in this tree and just take like 50% of the XP you just earned. I know it took an hour.
Flint, go ahead.
I'm just gonna take 50%
You have a question?
of that XP.
Flint has the question. Something to tell
Letitia.
But I don't
Or
see the question
you haven't
yet.
seen the question.
And waiting for Frank.
By the way, I saw your Captain America cup. That's actually was it Captain America cup?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I just
yes.
bought it because it was big and it was cheap. You know, it's the
Know it again?
that I put spicy adulty drinks, if you know what I mean.
No, I have no idea.
Just white wine.
I
White
know.
wine cup.
All right, cool.
All right, guys, let's go to finishing comments. KOTETSU, finishing comments. No new topics.
I know I was not supposed to be here, but you know, no one showed love for Star Fox. No one showed love for Nintendo Wii U controller. No one showed love for it. None. I was on this island by myself half of this show. People were like, they didn't like this. I'm like, damn, like, you know, man, y'all like, no, not like. Why
I summoned him.
Like, I was like, y'all like nothing I like. God, I don't know how we talking.
Frank, if you got a question or if you need to ask something, do it now because we're about to head out.
But
KOTETSU, finishing
I
comments.
used to play WoW.
I
Wait,
played
wait,
WoW
used to play WoW.
until I had to pay for it, and then I stopped.
Oh, WoW is actually a game?
World of Warcraft, yeah.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
When you
What?
get, I think it's like level 20.
I never touched it.
You
I
never?
haven't
You
either, but I
should
know
have. And then you get to level 20, and then they're like, you want to
You have to pay
continue?
for it.
$14?
Yeah, pay for it. Yeah, that's how they get you.
I
But,
asked my mom, though. She said no. Then I walked off. Good time.
It's just $14.99. Nope.
I'm not spending no more money on games, but
Right. Oh man, you have no
14
idea.
was a lot of money for back then. For like
Mhm.
2002, 3, and 4, $14. That's like the equivalent of paying like $30 a month now.
Yeah,
too much.
That's a light bill right there.
Yeah.
It's a light bill. But no, I'm glad I got to come on here the last however long we've been in. It's almost like 2 hours. So
It's fun.
glad. Like I said, Letitia, we're gonna have to share. We'll share some mama stories. I got some too. I got a lot. Of
Black Mama stories.
When you
For
said
legal
I have to
purposes,
go.
everything I said about my mom is not true, okay? For legal purposes.
She's watching you right now.
It's not
Okay,
true.
so-
She's the greatest.
Ryan, did you have any finishing statements?
Yeah, I mean, other than ahead of the usual stuff I say, I'm just gonna say like, sorry, I went on and on and on about the controllers because I was honestly not as properly. I kind of thought we were doing like just all controllers, and I was just gonna then pick a few.
We can. You know what? I wanted to, but I felt like maybe we'll have to save that for something else because we're gonna go on and on with those.
Yeah. So I wasn't like really sure what I wanted to say, and a lot of it was just like thinking it through on the spot. So that went on long. I really wish Letitia would have gone ahead of me, so then at least if I was talking a long time, you could just cut me off. But yeah, other than that, no, it's always good to hang out, and we appreciate the people that showed up. DJC, Frank Flint. KOTETSU was in chat. Geek Show's in chat. Anyone else that I missed, or if you were watching on like Twitch or Facebook and I just don't happen to see it, we appreciate you. Or if you just were lurking, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching and thanks for the comments. And yeah, this was a good time.
LAETITIA?
This is very fun. And time passes by quite fast every time we do this. Second time I'm here and I'm like talking and I check the time. I'm like, oh, we passed like 2 hours already. It's that fun.
I'm trying to get an hour, but it never happens.
But when I came on, it was just game over.
Yeah,
I think everyone was like, "Oh God, he's here. He's gonna be talking all day."
No, the fact that you came in just made it
gotta-
even more exciting. It's like we didn't expect it.
It brings in the excitement when it's time to argue and make points.
Yeah,
Right, go ahead,
I definitely think we should do the other controllers next time. Well, another time, like rank all of the
We'll do it soon.
controllers.
We'll do it soon.
Rank
We'll do all
the
lost
consoles.
something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
hope your Dreamcast in it because Dreamcast was pretty.
Oh
good.
yeah,
People hate it for some
yeah.
reason.
Oh.
Crazy.
Dreamcast was
People
dope.
hate it. I don't know why.
Power Stone. Oh my gosh. I
Can
was
you?
on Power Stone all day.
What do you call it again? All right. KOTETSU, did you finish giving your last statement? You did, right?
Yeah. Ooh, one more thing. We got me and I think I can say it. I think I can say it. Like me and TJ got something going, so watch out for that. Watch out
TJ
for Master
Oh, like a
Sword.
new song?
Oh, TJ,
Yeah.
Master.
Yes.
Yeah,
we got something coming.
Got something going.
So we'll talk about that when he's on here next time.
Something musical?
Shh. Can't talk
KOTETSU's
about
gonna
it.
be rapping KOTETSU. The rap man. All right.
But anyway, yes, that's it for me.
All right. Our next week we got let's see if I can show the picture right. We got this guy. We got Mr. Right Way. This guy will be he's a let's see, Navy veteran, video game hunter, and photographer. So he's got an interesting. I don't know if you guys remember what's her name. Shoot, their minds. We interviewed his wife. You remember her? Shoot, it's like out of my mind. Hold on.
You said Zap Crystal before we started.
Zap Crystal, yes. And he popped in at that time. But Mr. Right Way, I've been wanting to get him because he's a very interesting guy. He's really cool. So we're going to get to know him next week. We're going to talk gaming, and, he games everything. So let's get into that. That's next week with him. So you guys, of course, are all invited to join in the conversation with him. And he does. I see a lot of things with WWE. I think he used to work with WWE as a photographer or something.
Okay.
All I know is that, again, he's a cool guy. So let's get to know him next week. I'll be talking to him about, how we're going to work it out. With topics. It'll be another good gaming conversation for next week. Who's texting? Hold on.
Oh, it's me.
Oh, okay. All right, see you. So either way, yeah, it's been great. It's been awesome. Every week I want to, or every time we stream, I want to, do the podcast. I want to always have something musical or something from, I think I'm gonna try to get James Ladder, get him some more songs from him because he's really great. For those who don't know him, then MasterSword Music. I always want songs from MasterSword Music. He also just did the introduction, or how you say our new intro for the Chronoz show featuring the Gamers
James
Realm.
Ladder. We had James Ladder on here, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had him once, and I want to get him more.
Yeah.
He deserves a big spotlight, and that's what people need to see more. I want to get all in depth with him in the future. But either way,
we played a
Right
couple of
Ways
his
next
songs
week.
too.
I'm seeing hold on. That's on the 11th, and then I don't have anything at the moment for the 18th, but then the 25th, I got some. On 25th, it's gonna be different. We're gonna talk. I got two friends from my job. We're gonna talk with them, and they're called the Gills on YouTube. They're kind of more new to this kind of thing, so they'll be great to talk with them. We're gonna talk movies, so it'll be not much in gaming, but somewhat. But we're gonna be more into movies and talk about like best movies of 2021 and what's coming up. So
Best movie 2021 is Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, best movie 2021.
What? You're not invited.
Matrix, best movie 2021.
2021? No Way Home came out in 2021.
Yes, thank you.
2021.
Thank you.
No Way Home.
Yep.
That doesn't count because that was towards the end of the year. That's 2022.
It counts.
That counts.
I'm sorry.
It
It counts.
All right. So anyway, so Yeah, we got them at the 25th, but nothing on the 18th. So if anyone has ideas for the 18th, we'll talk about it. And then I will have an episode somehow in the middle of next week with Jade Jackhammer. If you guys saw any videos where I'm interviewing him, it's the Jamaican guy with he's the kung fu guy that does drunken boxing and all that stuff. We're gonna get to know him. He's involved with the Mortal Kombat community with the original Johnny Cage, who did Scorpion and all them. So that guy, we interviewed Daniel Pesina before, but I will be doing an in-person interview with him in Chicago, like in March. So I'm set with him on that one. I saw them at the convention, so I got to know them more. So I'm involved with them. They actually got a TV show starting in June. It's like a TV YouTube kind of thing.
Oh, that's right.
They just finished the movie. The movie's coming out somewhere April or after. But it's called Mortal Kombat Legends Never Die, starring Johnny Cage, the original Johnny Cage from the video game. Again, who's Daniel Pesina. And then they got, again, the show. So that's why I've been kind of, they've asked me to, or one of them asked me to come join them on the set, kind of thing in June. So it's cool because, there's a lot more coming in with that. We're going to do some Amico stuff later as time is closer. We haven't talked about the Television Amico. We'll get more into that. I'm sure Letitia's like, what? What's that? So maybe when she understands what Intelligent Amico is, we've been hold on. Do I have anything really fast? Because we do
and
that.
I realized something. You're not rocking the gear. You're not rocking the hat anymore. Like,
I was
every stream. Oh, you lost it?
No, it's because I got autographs on November when I took it to the convention. I got a lot of autographs on it.
Oh, okay. I see. So it's now it's just like a memento now. I get that.
This one is the original Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I got that in November.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Either way, so if you don't know what
like a short Shao Kahn.
Yeah, he was. It was cool to meet him. So either way, I'll play something else. We'll go into either, but I'm going to end the stream with our, not the long intro, just a shorter version just of our original intro. And I'll see you guys. I'm actually going to, right after it's done, let me see now, just say bye. If you guys want to click off right when it starts, click off, and we'll see you guys next time. Chit-chat later. Or say goodbyes once it's done, but let me see when we'll be off the air. So yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys for joining us, for those for the viewers who popped in. And this is the Chronoz Show featuring the Gamers Realm. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
You guys have a wonderful night.
Who's that? Who's whispering?
It was
Master Sword Music.
TJ the Gamer. Yeah, this the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, this the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, this the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, this the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, yeah, this the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus got one of the best casts that you have ever seen. You really missing out if you haven't heard that this show here to stay. So go pass the word, old school or new school. Check us out on YouTube. It don't matter what you like, we got something for you. Just one more thing to say before I start to close. Shout out to my homies at the Chronoz Show. The Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, that's the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, that's the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round, that's the Chronoz Show. Games, music, movie, TV, we got what you need. Plus the gamers round,
Thunder, 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 Thundercats! Ho!